Initially, her description sounds similar to the others, but Baker reported that the craft did something beyond imagination. After slowly drifting by, the bright lights changed color, and the craft accelerated at blinding speeds and shot off.
Ancient Egypt's architectural and engineering accomplishments continue to amaze and confront historians, from the towering Pyramid of Giza to iconic sculptures of Sphinx and gods. So here in this video, I'm going to examine what I know about these creations, and debunk some of the misconceptions that surround them. And I will even answer this question, why was Nikola Tesla so obsessed with the Egyptian pyramids? So without wasting time, let's get to the video. Despite our desire to understand the ancient Egyptian civilization, there is a lot of mysteries at the heart of their mastery of architecture and engineering. A mystery with an answer that lies buried along the pharaohs. Their incredible technology also indicates that the ancients knew something that we have since forgotten. Let's examine some of the ancients' most notable feats, which might shed light to some of the mysteries of our own civilization. What comes to mind when you first think of ancient Egypt? Most likely it's the pyramids. Those towering sculptures that rise up from the desert and signify so much of what human civilizations hold. Egypt's first pyramid is known as the Step Pyramid. It was built in honor of a fellow named Zoza. Like most pyramids, it is first and foremost a tomb, designed to provide the souls of its occupants with the most opulent afterlife possible. As Kata said, the pyramids are there as mountains of stone, proving the otherworldly nature of their god kings. You stand in front of those pyramids and you feel it's impossible to build such a thing. Historians believe that the Step Pyramid was designed by an architect named Imhotep, who played an important role in the development of the modern writing, and is also known as the patron saint of the modern physicists. The pyramid began as the mastaba tomb, a structure with a flat roof and sloped sides, constructed using 11 million cubic feet of stone and clay. The pyramid stands on top of 3.5 miles of mysterious tunnels. The complex contains countless rooms, as well as several courts, altars, and underground paris, presumably designed so the ruler could live out of his afterlife in style. After the Step Pyramid completion, construction of similar structures took off. In Egypt's 4th dynasty, the more familiar smooth-sided pyramid form was developed. Eventually this would lead to the construction of the greatest pyramid of all, the Great Pyramid of Giza. In the heart of the city of El Giza stands the Giza Pyramid Complex, also known as the Necropolis. This architectural marvel contains 3 pyramids, the Pyramid of Kafr, the Pyramid of Menkaure, and of course the Great Pyramid of Giza. Though each pyramid was created for a different pharaoh, many historians are convinced that their collective design is cohesive and intentional, as the arrangement of these structures is possibly the representation of the Orion constellation. This is not the only way these pyramids have been linked to the cosmos, but we'll get to that later. The Pyramid of Menkaure is the smallest and the newest among the 3. It was built around 2490 BC. It stands 61.1 meters tall and 108.5 meters wide, and its main feature is its complicated mortuary temple. The Pyramid of Khafre is the second largest pyramid in ancient Egypt. The complex's crown jewel is the greatest pyramid. Most believe that it was erected under the watchful eye of the pharaoh Khufu, to be a tomb where the king would complete his transformation into a god after life. Today it is a mind-blowing structure even if you know nothing about its technological mysteries. The Egyptians assembled it from 2.5 meters tall blocks, some of which came from over 500 miles away, which is particularly amazing when you consider that they didn't have the use of wheels at the time. And that creation took only 20 years. Whoever built and designed the pyramid had incredible skills and knowledge. When the pyramid was completed, it towered over the city, and its corners aligned almost exactly with the points of a compass. Then how were the pyramids built? Do you agree they used ropes, canals, or they needed help from the ancient Aryans? The origins and compositions of the Great Pyramid have long confounded scholars. How did the engineers manage to achieve this seemingly impossible feat that building these masterpieces would require? Well, the truth is that nobody knows for sure. Uh, While some believe that the construction workers may have used large ramps to transport stones, that theory has been largely disproven, as there is little archaeological evidence to support the claim. Naturally, New Age theories and explanations are abundant, with the most extreme theories proving that Aryans must have constructed the pyramid. And it's true, there's no way these pyramids were built by humans. And there is precious little historical evidence of how they were built, as well as the architectural and scientific questions that surround the pyramids. Many people have proposed that Aryans came to Earth in ancient times and helped kickstart civilizations. According to these scientists, the Aryans were instrumental in helping ancient Egyptians to build their masterpieces. Some people claim that in order to build a pyramid, you will need a bird's eye view. And we all know that they didn't have any plane there. So it is actually clear they did it using the Aryans' UFOs. This topic is very interesting, but before we continue, let us jump into this segment first. What do you think is the only reason why Nikola Tesla was so obsessed with the Egyptian pyramids? The inventor Nikola Tesla's esoteric beliefs included unusual theories about the Egyptian pyramids. Nikola Tesla had numerous obsessions. One of his beliefs was that the Great Pyramids of Egypt were giant transmitters of energy. He even built Tesla towers according to laws inspired by studying the pyramids. The myth around him has continued to grow tremendously into our times. He is now perceived as the ultimate mad scientist, the one who essentially invaded our times and gave us the basic ideas which actually led to inventions like smartphones, Wi-Fi, AC electrical supply systems, and more. Besides ideas that Tesla implemented and invented, he also had many other interests in different fields of research, some quite esoteric. One of the most unusual was his preoccupation with the Egyptian pyramids. He believed they served a higher purpose and was investigating them in his life. What did he find interesting about the pyramids? He wondered if they were not the giant transmitters of energy, a thought that coincided with his investigations into how to send energy wirelessly. In 1905, Tesla fired a patent in the US named The Art of Transmitting Electrical Energy Through the Natural Medium, outrunning designs for a series of generators around the world which would tap the ionosphere for energy collections. He saw the planet Earth with its pores as the giant electrical generator of limitless energy. His triangular-shaped design became known as the Tesla's electromagnetic pyramid. It was not the shapes of the Egyptian pyramids but their location that created their power, according to Tesla. He built a tower facility known as the Tesla's Experimental Station in Colorado Springs and Tesla Tower on the East Coast. That's all to take the advantage of the Earth's energy field. The locations were chosen according to the laws of where the pyramids of Giza were built, related to the relationship between the elliptical orbit of the planet Earth and the equator. Tesla was by many accounts an unusual individual with obsessive qualities. One of such obsessions were the numbers 369, which he believes were the key to the universe. He would drive around the building 3 times before going in or staying in hotels with number divisible by 3. Some believe Tesla's obsession with these numbers connected to his preference for pyramidical shapes, and they believed that there was some fundamental mathematical law and ratios that are part of the universal mathematical language. As we don't know how precisely the pyramids were built and why, they are looked at by some as creations that may be either generating energy or be serving as the installed messengers, or even code from the ancient civilization. It's easier to get into ancient Aryans type of theories. All we have to do is to extend our thinking. The Aryan theory has persisted to present day. In 2001, Russian scientist Dr. Viktor Ivanov claimed that the KGB had found ancient Aryans' remains inside the Great Pyramid. This idea has also appeared in many forms in pop culture, with shows like X-Files promoting the idea that architects and historians have been hiding evidence of Aryan activity for hundreds of years. Suddenly, the Great Pyramid's inner network of shafts, passageways, and chambers is so intricate that it's not hard to understand why people believe that some kind of divinity or superintelligence was involved. On the other hand, there's extensive evidence that explains both why and how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. While we don't know exactly how the pyramids were built, we can even mention that the pyramids were constructed by skilled Egyptians who lived in nearby area during this project. Today many scholars believe that the pyramid stones were rifted from the nearby areas and put in place with some kind of pulley systems. Like time capsules, the pyramids are physical symbols of ancient wisdom, remaining 20 degrees centigrade inside. They provide glimpses of an ancient society that once knew the kind of technological intelligence we possess today. Let's talk about this mysterious creation of Egypt. Like its pyramid counterparts, the Great Sphinx of Giza is one of the largest and most mysterious ancient structures in the world. At 240 feet long and 66 meters wide, the Sphinx crouches on its four arms and hunches but looks ready to spring into action at any moment. It is often seen as a statue of solar worship because it faces due east. No one knows for sure who created this grand hybrid creature, but we do know that unlike the pyramids, the Sphinx was not constructed from many different pieces. It was carved from a single block of limestone which remains a miraculous feat inside itself. Today this statue still stands, even after extensive vandalism and weathering, including thousands of years of having been buried almost entirely under the sand, until it was dug up in the 1930s. The Great Sphinx is Egypt's most famous tribute to the sacred feline creature, but the archaeologists have unearthed thousands of sphinxes over the years. The Sphinx appears across Egyptian, Asian, and Greek mythology, and it's always a creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human. The Sphinx statue was placed in front of the pyramids as it was believed that this creature would guard the spirits of the dead. Whether or not they were blessed by Aryan visitors, the ancient Egyptians have provided us with some of the most important technologies humans have ever created. As the ancient Arabic proverb says, man fears time, and time fears the pyramids. This is the end of our video. If you like it, give it a like, subscribe and click that share button to let your friends be aware of it. See you next time, stay true and stay classy.